welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Welcome back, family. Welcome back. It's nice. It's a nice one. Wow.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Forever
But
Together with
the Ekimas. You know the vibes, guys.
And you know what to do. Here we do what? We subscribe, we share, we like, we turn on that notification bell. Guys, if you've been part of this family, but your notification bell is not on, surely, why? Why?
Please subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a mother to tell a brother to subscribe, to tell a OG, to tell your teachers to subscribe. We want to grow. Let's grow together. Family, let's grow together. Share with somebody. If you think this message is important, please share.
Yeah, to make sure that you are part of the family. So today, my love, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about how to build intimacy in your marriage.
How to build intimacy in your marriage. What has worked for us? How have we built intimacy in our marriage? So one of the questions we always get, how are you guys able to keep the friendship? How are you able to keep the fun? You've been married for this long, but you're this close, yeah? So today in this video we are answering those questions and more. Yeah,
we shall be answering those questions. You know, people say love fades. Yeah, love fades. Love is like a flower. Keep watering it, keep nurturing it, take care of it, love it. And that's love. That's what we shall be discussing in today's video. Please sit and enjoy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome to Forever. This is our perfect synchrony, like leather and feathers. No matter the weather, we can storm the umbrellas. Take a stroll in my heart. Let's take this further when I'm beside you, baby. See my stakes get better. Let me bet it all. Destiny vendettas. Rosy the emotional description of this love. I am yours, you are mine. The only thing that matters now. We are the Ekimas.
So family, welcome back. Yes, while we're doing this video, we have people, friends, family who are going through tough times to build their marriage, to continue connecting in their marriage and in their relationships. So we felt we deemed it fit to discuss how to build that intimacy within them. You may be out there, you're going through, maybe say the love has faded, as I was saying, the love has faded. When you were vibing, when you were getting married, your first years, there was too much love, and now there's no much love. It's more of like a role: father, mother, children. Yes.
Yeah.
Go home, come back. I mean, that's you're going into the role. The romance has faded away. So what we're going to share our experiences, what has worked for us, and what we continue to learn. And another thing is, please do not close yourself to learning. Learn more. Watch this video, share, if possible, watch with your spouse. Isn't it?
It should be that way,
yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Because when you take in information and the other person is not,
yes,
then it becomes a bit hard.
Yeah.
So, but also what I wanted to mention is, it's not just those who have lost the spark. Even if you are having the spark or your friends, you still need to build it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is why we're doing this video. Maybe another thing that I wanted to add on is, oftentimes you find that when you're dating, these things come easy.
Yeah.
Because at that time the love is all over the place. You are drawn to each other, and so it's easy to seem like you're compatible when you're dating. And then when marriage comes in, you find that people are drifting apart.
Yeah.
And one of the key foundations, I know we did a video on communication and we said communication is key, but intimacy is keyer. You cannot communicate if you're not intimacy. So what is intimacy? Maybe we need to explain what that is. It is the oneness. The Bible says that the two were both naked and unashamed, referring to Adam and Eve. Moving to that place of being naked and unashamed before your spouse. That and that nakedness and being unashamed is not just physically, but also emotionally and in every sense of the word. So maybe how best to gauge whether you're intimate with your spouse or not. I know when they say intimacy, some people think only sex, but it's more than that. It's also the emotional
of course,
closeness.
sex is also important.
Yes, very important. But that's for sure. It's important, but this
not
video
sex,
is not about that.
Yeah.
So that closeness If you want to check, when something happens to you, who is that first person you talk to?
Yeah.
Who is the person? Are you always more comfortable chilling with the big boys, or or your wife, and why? So in today's video, we are talking about how do you make your spouse your best friend? What are those things? I mean, people look at couples, they're like, hey, those ones are like friends. That one married their best friend. Yes, they say, marry your best friend. But how about if you didn't?
You didn't, yeah.
What can you do if you didn't marry your best friend? You can make them your best friend. And that's what we're talking about. And if you married your best friend, you need to still build on it. And so these keys we're going to be sharing about that.
Yeah.
So, key number 1
is to be intentional. It's very important for both of you to be intentional when it comes to your relationship. And when we talk about intention, we were talking last time with me and my wife, and we are going to share our experience. When I was pursuing her, I was putting in the effort. Of course, many of us, and that's us, the men. When we want you, we shall persuade you, we shall be in your inbox, we shall be everywhere, we shall buy you gifts, we shall go beyond and above what we can even afford. And that is normal. Yeah, so that we get you. So once we get you, in most cases, men tend to slide back. Yes, because you want somebody because of something. And after you've gotten, after you're married, after you're in a relationship, you tend now to resign and feel like, now I have her. She's around, she's there. So we forget about that other romance. Yet what persuaded the lady to come to you is because you are doing all these things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. So you find that after all that, we pull back. We pull back so fast. So it's easy for us to pull back. And that's where the problem comes from. That you've put her in a certain state, she's aware. You want, this. My girl will arrive. My husband is there. He's waiting for me. He's here. He's dropping me here. He's doing all these nice things that we do. But you are not sustaining that now after, maybe say in the marriage. So you must move. That intention must move from, you must move from that.
What was encouraged by the love, now it's about making a consistent decision to do those things.
Because now there you have to be intentional with whatever you do. Yes, I do not feel like, right now, this is my wife. I don't feel like coming to pick her. I don't feel like taking her out today. I don't feel like doing this or helping her. But I will have to do it because sometimes you have to do it because you love the person. So you need to be intentional. Don't wait for the feeling. The feeling to say I love you. The feeling to give. And it happens a lot with us, the men. You love her, yes, but you're not telling her that I love you. I want to do this. Let's go and do this. So we need to be intentional. Even the ladies, but it's more for us men. We need to be intentional.
For us as well. I think it's general. You have to be intentional. For any relationship to thrive. If you want to be close, you have to make a conscious decision every day to say, you know what, I am going to draw close to this person. And one thing you have to know, intimacy, and that's still on the point of being intentional. If you are not consistently working towards being close, you are already drifting apart. There's no just
middle ground,
stagnation. You're either drawing closer or apart. So if you're not putting in the work, the effort to be close, you're automatically already drifting apart.
So it's important that you persuade yourselves. You continue, keep the romance burning. Keep the romance burning, guys. How we have done it, me and my wife, I continue being intentional. She continues being intentional with our relationship. We shall create time to have a discussion. We had also drifted into the same thing. Kids, and we forgot about each other. So we have created time. We create time, go for date nights. When we are in discussions, we meet, we talk about us. How are you doing, baby? How do you do? What is going on? How is our relationship? How is our marriage? How do you evaluate it? What was I doing right that I'm no longer doing right now? Yes, because that is important, guys. What was I doing? Because what we did drew them closer to us.
Exactly.
So,
And that's what you need to do to maintain it.
exactly.
And I remember during marriage counseling, my love, one of the things that counselors told us was, they told us, write down
Yeah.
why, your why. And this is a very key important thing for those who are still dating and those who are married. Know your why. Why are you drawn to this person?
Yeah.
Why do you love them? Why are you making a step to say yes to them?
Yeah.
And it was not just about saying, oh, maybe
These
they are Christians.
beautiful,
Yes.
yeah.
But it was to do with how do they make you feel?
Yes.
What are those things? So it wasn't about, okay, beauty, well, even the beauty, because then, so we wrote the list and we were asked to share it.
Yes.
And the marriage counselors told us, do not ever forget these 5 or 6 things that this person has written on this paper.
Yeah.
Because that is the reason they are drawn to you. The moment they start to fade, then you know what it is. And so for me, it has always been a constant reminder. I go back, because one of the things I remember you mentioned was, among the so many things, I'm just going to give an example to be practical, was the fact that I was very caring about you.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, there are days I wake up and I don't feel like or that I'm carried by the weight of the world. The kids are there. Now they need my attention. But because of that list that I wrote, that you wrote and we had to exchange, I'm just like, how am I doing in this area? And I've noticed it. There are times, the seasons where, because seasons, man, there's some
Yeah, it's
seasons
about
that are
seasons
tough.
also, yeah.
There are seasons where I have really drifted and, I'm so busy with everything. And I notice that you're starting to feel drawn away. So anyway, I think this is even drawing us to our next point, which is needs.
Yeah.
Your partner's needs, meet their needs. I think I've jumped into another point, but know your needs and fulfill their needs. The more someone is fulfilling your needs, if God answers your prayer, do you know how we start saying, God is the best. We'll do even Thanksgiving, we'll testify, we'll do whatever. When someone is meeting your need, naturally, you are drawn to them. Know your spouse's needs. You as a spouse, you should know your own needs to begin with.
Yeah.
Someone cannot know needs that you've not shared with them. Know the needs and list them down. Let them know, exchange them. And usually the needs tie into love languages.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say to that point?
They say the way through a man's heart is through his stomach. Now I have a friend of mine who recently got married. For him, his intention was, me as so long as that lady cooks for me.
Yeah.
So you need to know somebody's love language. There are those that are drawn to food. He loves a woman who cooks and does does more things for him. There are those who are drawn to, let's say, gifts. Now, starting out, most ladies, by the way, and it's important, shower your ladies with gifts, guys. Shower them with gifts. But you must know her love language. You may buy a gift and she does not want gifts.
You just want to spend time with him.
It used to happen with my wife also here. I knew her love language was quality time. But over time, so at some point again it changed to gifts. So we happened one day I surprised her with a bouquet of flowers. And I'm like, oh wow. And she was happy. She's like, I've always wanted this. I was like, but you.
And before, guys, so he used to buy every other gift apart from flowers, guys. I'm actually not a flower person, but I think I just wanted to receive flowers.
The honest truth is, I don't feel flowers. I'm like, what's up with flowers? But
and he would insist. Sometimes I would even be like, can't you just buy me flowers? He goes and buys expensive watches. I'm just like, I just need flowers. And you can imagine us even giving him hints, but he was not picking it. So love the person the way they want to be loved, not the way you want to.
You want to love them.
But so, if you're speaking a language, you speak it and speak it, but the person is not listening to you. So you need to know. And in a way to draw closer to each other. That must be there. You are naturally drawn to people who speak the language you do. That's why when you go to work or you go to a new place, you automatically connect with a certain person and not the other.
Yes.
Because you kind of vibe. Yeah. So the other point in how we have been able to grow our intimacy or closeness is that at all times you must manage your emotions.
Yeah.
our emotions, you have to manage your emotions. Oftentimes, we've shared, there's a time we shared in a video and we said emotions are neither wrong nor right. Feelings rather. How I feel.
Yeah.
You cannot say no, you're wrong.
You're wrong,
Feel the way you feel. No, that is how I feel.
Yeah.
And it's neither right. I also can't
wrong.
say it's right. No,
That's how
it's
you
neither
feel.
wrong nor right.
Yeah.
It's just, and they should be validated. You're entitled to them. But whether you act on them is a different story.
What you do with your feelings.
Women, oftentimes they say submit. Many times we feel the urge to say, no, it's no, you're not doing it the right way. Oftentimes we feel the urge to correct, to interfere, to, but it's not that every time you feel something, you must do it. What you do about those emotions matters. It's what counts than the emotions themselves. So sometimes you feel like, I don't want to be kind to this person. I need to assure him. I need to assure her. She did this. I need to show her. I have to keep and keep score. I have to get them, be angry. What is that thing called? Rusilika. I have to show that I have the most anger and I can take on anger for 2 days, even a week I can
no talking.
go. And then the other one is saying me even 2 weeks I can go.
Let's go.
Who are you hurting? It's your marriage.
It's your marriage, yeah.
So those emotional petty tendencies, work on resolving your issues the moment they happen.
Yeah.
Avoid trying to prove a point. That point will only lead you to drifting apart. When people divorce, it is not that they drift apart, and that's the intimacy we're talking about. The oneness dies. You drift apart, and if you are constantly, regardless of where you're standing right now as far as your marriage is concerned, whether you are at the exciting place, the honeymoon phase, or you're in the phase of you are at the verge of a divorce, you can point all that to one thing: closeness and oneness. So you need to keep it. If people are divorcing, they first draw apart, they first drift apart. And what are the things that make you drift apart? Pettiness. You want to keep a score. You don't want to resolve issues. You said, for me, let me pile this anger. Is there an award for anger? For who has piled more anger than the other? What has that anger done for you? So deal with your emotions. And we're not saying, I think we've done a video before. Please, if you don't watch our videos on surviving the first years of marriage, how poor communication almost ruined our lives, go and watch them. We are not saying manage and keep quiet and suffer and don't talk and learn to deal with them. No, but find mechanisms of addressing issues that happen to both of you, whether you are a woman or man, and it should be 2 ways. Avoid bottling up emotions, avoid acting on impulse, saying things. You're very angry and you just blurt out words that you're going to regret later. Manage your emotions.
Yes, maybe to add on what you're saying, baby, it's, we had a time in our marriage where I acted on my emotions. If I felt like saying something, I would say it, and that is normal. I feel like, why should I keep quiet? But at some point I realized that, you know what, you need to manage your emotions. How am I going to say it?
And when?
When am I saying it? Is it the right moment? And I think it also happened to you. I remember there's a time used to, and I said, no, like this, react.
That time.
Because of the timing. I'm doing something and you want us to have a conversation on something. So you need to know when to have a conversation, when to bring up something, and in that way you'll find yourself managing. And there are some things, guys, where you don't need to, you don't need to stress yourself. These women take time.
Pick your battles.
Pick your battle. They take their time. Maybe you have a plot you're going for. She's preparing, and those things, me personally, they get me off. My wife she'll be the first to wake up, she will shower before me, I come shower, get ready. She is not yet ready. I'm waiting for her. We have to go together. So at that moment I'm pissed, but how do I manage that emotion? I'm like, let me let it. So you get to understand your spouse, you get to understand your partner, and you're like, okay, this is how they deal with it. I need to just take a chill pill and relax. Let nature take its course. I know my wife will forget directions. You will tell her this. she will forget it.
Guys,
Sometimes I'm like, honestly.
let me lecture her.
Yes, but to what end? I'm going to ruin a happy moment because of just a misdirection.
Exactly.
So,
you're going on a date and suddenly the date is ruined.
Yes. You end up quarreling because of something small. So remove pettiness of your marriage. Sit back when your marriage is an recess value. You sit down, evaluate your marriage. Always evaluate your marriage. Where did we go wrong? Ask your partner. I've already said. Ask your partner. What was I doing? What am I doing that is not right?
Yeah.
Fight for your marriage. Fight for each other. Yeah.
Yes, and the other thing is be involved in each other's interests.
Yeah.
Find common interests. I know we've said some people married their best friends. So for us, of course, we got married at school, and it was very easy for us because we had, that friendship. Yeah, we had that friendship. We have a lot in common. We've shared before. We are both talkative. We both love to have conversations. I don't know if you loved. Actually, I don't know. Did you love conversations, or you have learned to love them because of me?
No, I do. I have conversations. When something is not right with me, I'll have a conversation with you. But what drew us together is that we love the same things. Debating. We even met in a debate.
Yeah.
So we are all talkative. Me and you are talkative people, and
we have the same profession, so we have things to talk about. We had that, but there are people who don't.
Yes.
There are people who do not. One is introverted. In fact, most couples, one is introverted, the other is extroverted.
Yeah.
One person is, I don't know, even your professions are like worlds apart, even your interests. And that's usually the majority of the couples. That does not mean that you cannot build.
That's the 99% of.
Yes, that does not mean that you cannot build. Even us, like you were saying, maybe you can continue with that.
Yeah.
We are also different. In as
Totally
much as we
different.
have those similarities, we are as different as they come.
Yes. And interests change over time, but you need to evolve. You do
With
not
the
with the person. You grow together, grow into the person, love the person, and get to know what their interests. Now, there are things my wife does not do. I love soccer, watching it, playing it. She doesn't. She loves watching. I told you last time. She loves watching TLC. That's her station. Reality, what, cooking, what, all those things. I wasn't into that. But I had to learn. I started loving what she wants because we wanted to spend what?
Time together.
And
have common jazz.
Yes, and have common jazz. So it is intention. Again, to go back to intention. So we got those interests. And now what has helped us is that recently we have all fighting to lose weight. Gym happened.
Yeah.
So we go to the gym. We all love the gym. We do that. So get those things that you like. You love
both
to do.
like, and if there's nothing, you both.
If there's nothing, you
go into
like,
the person's interest and find out to get interested in it.
So sometimes I would feel like, maybe could come. Arsenal. I don't know. So who bought for you that jersey? That Arsenal jersey. I'm an Arsenal fan. Who bought you that jersey? I'll be a story fan another day.
Yeah, story fan.
So she has an Arsenal jersey, and I was like, wow. So sometimes she can put it on. We come here, we watch. Yes, sometimes she even sleeps off.
I do sleep off, honestly, but
I felt like she loves what I love, so we are connecting. I was like, yeah. Now I don't need to go and watch soccer with the boys now.
Yeah.
They've cupped me, guys.
Exactly.
They have put me in the basket now. I'm in the basket because now there's no need. We used to catch up soccer with my guys. We go watch soccer in this place because it's fun to catch. But now I have it with I watch soccer with my wife. So I got to spend quality time with her. And that was what she wanted. So, what are you spending your time with? Are you spending it with the person you love, or are you spending it with the boys or with the girls? Discussing common things that you want to discuss. So, find those common things that you both love. Even if you do not love them, grow into them. Start loving them. Start liking them as it is. Sometimes when we are vibing, you ladies. Yeah. My wife was, she knew God had spoken, everything was clear, but she was playing hard to get. So sometimes it's like that, it's how it is. You need to also continue pursuing somebody, to pursue somebody, to be in their space, love what they love, and just will come. Yeah.
And maybe you mentioned something to do with the boys. And for some women, that's the issue. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I've not had to deal with it. I have not, guys. Like, we have found it easy that, I'm like the first person you talk to, you are the first person that I talk to. But I'm going to say to the women, if you have a husband who you are not that connected to, and maybe it's the boys, can you create an environment where it's easy for them to talk to you? Because I always tell people that one of the reasons why people cheat or have to step out is that they're looking for a certain need that cannot be met. Some men want to be affirmed. They want to be told, oh, wow, you are the strongest. Okay. Whatever. You do this so well. You do what? Hey, wow, you're so athletic. Speak the man's language, but also create an environment where it is easy to talk to you. Women, we like being mothers. Stop mothering your husbands and loving your children.
Maybe let me jump in.
You need to love your children, to mother your children, and love your spouses. So, for the women, every time the man comes to talk to you, are you lecturing? Are you critiquing? I know we always do it to make them better. Even me, when I entered the marriage, I had this list of things. This man, I need to improve him here. He struggles with this. I need to. Hey!
You're doing your role. You're being a helper. Hey!
The thunder that is about to strike you, dear woman. I cannot even begin to. If you think you are going into that marriage to straighten, son of man, you will straighten yourself home. Hey! So we need to stop that habit. We have it. We need to stop it. You'll be shocked. They will resent you. They will turn the other direction, and they'll go to the boys because the boys won't lecture them. They won't judge them. They won't teach them.
Where I wanted to jump in is that in most cases, mothers are everywhere. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So we the men, we suffer with that. So you're running away from your mother, and not to run into another mother. You get it? I want to have my peace. I want us now to have a discussion. This is a relationship, not again another kind of mother. You have to deal with almost some people 30 years, 20 years with your mom. Do this, do this. Because a mom will always be what? A mom. What you need this side is not a mom. We need somebody who's a partner. Somebody who's there. You have this conversation.
Friend.
A friend. Somebody you're going to have these conversations, and yes, it's also important to change your spouse.
To encourage them.
To encourage them. But there are better ways.
Yes.
Better ways you can do it. Not a lecture, not
criticism
all the time. Affirm them, as my wife has rightly put it. Affirm them. Yes, this. If you want me to put, my wife, I've seen she does that. If she wants me to dress up in a body, she will go and buy you that shirt. She's like, the shirt is nice. So you put it on and like, it's nice. Okay. And once you go out there, you now start buying shirts that are tailored to that kind that you want, instead of just saying, you see, every time that shirt is what? Hey, those shoes are not good. Buy him the shoes. Go and buy him the shoes. Show him what you want. Go and do that.
And don't bring them and say, now I have bought you these shoes. Never wear them.
Never.
No.
Yes.
Let him wear them, and then when he's wearing them, you're like, damn.
You
haven't looked this young in a while. High pitch. Because if you just keep saying that tree is ugly, the way you walk, the way you wear, when you're not in suits, you look over her. Buy him suits of different colors so that he's encouraged to wear them. The way we package our information, let's not be mothers. The other thing is, and I think this tied into interest, root for one another.
True.
Support each other.
Give me high five, baby. High five.
At every level.
Very important,
you want a friend who is, for you to be close. It goes back to the interests. Root for one another. You're drawn to someone who is always after your career. If my husband is working on this, you're going to do this. Okay, let me support you. Let me do this. I'm going to give an example. When I started my baking business, I have kind of paused it now. But when I started, it was a passion. I was just passionate. I didn't have even that time, guys. Because I work full time, an 8 to 5, and sometimes even late. But I loved it. I loved to put a smile on people's faces. And you know what? You would tell me, No, baby, whatever you need. I don't know how many times I disturbed my husband. My husband would drive, I don't know how many, to where, to get for me, with spice. He knows every ingredient. He knows where to buy them, which person is cheaper. This has nothing to do with him. It is my hustle. It's baking, for God's sake. But he will show you that I don't know how many times I inconvenienced you. Sometimes, in fact,
I was
most
meeting
times,
the need,
but also being involved in my.
Yeah.
And the most sweetest thing that you ever did, my love, was, so because I never had time, you'd find that I have to bake in the night. After work, I am back from work and I go into the kitchen. I have to bake, and those who have baked, you know how long cakes take to get ready, and then you have to ice. My husband would say, baby, I'm going to sit here and wait for you. I mean, he didn't have to. He could go and sleep. I would bake sometimes till 3 a.m. My husband would be seated there.
Support the hustle.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you so much. My husband is just too kind, you guys. He's too kind. So he would sit there. You will see him dozing, but he's there. Because he knew it was lonely for me to be up in the night.
Things we do for love.
Exactly. For your spouse, it's about being intentional. It's a commitment to saying,
yes, I want to sleep. Exactly. I am tired. But my wife is out there. Can I be there for her? Yeah.
Maybe you can share why is it that you felt like, okay, apart from being intentional and all, but why was it easy for you to say, you know what, let me be there for her?
Yeah, because one, I wanted to encourage you. I wanted to be there for you. I wanted to show that yes, whatever you're going through, yes, I can't do what you're doing, but I am here. I got you. I am here. I'm around you. You need somebody, you need something, you need to discuss something. And it was also another time for us to bond and be together.
Yeah.
As much as you're discussing. And that goes back to what we're saying, interest. That was your interest. You loved it. How to fit in. Because my bedroom, the bed was missing you. So if instead of me being there grumbling and in my bed sleeping alone, let me come and fetch my love and be with her so that we do it together. And it brought us closer and closer and closer.
So the point I was making indeed is be root for each other.
Yeah.
Support each other's hustles. If you can, you might not be there involved physically. Yeah. But find a way of supporting each other. Because if maybe he wasn't available, because another thing I remember you'd say is to keep me awake. Because if I had to talk to someone and you'd keep like talking, like to make it fun for. Honestly, I got tired of that, of that routine, and I had to get someone to help earlier than he even got tired. Because for me, I was just like, no, I can't keep up with this. I need to find mechanisms of. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But what I'm trying to say is that root for one another. And another thing I wanted to mention is that it cannot be one-sided. Yeah. That always this person is the one supporting your business, is the one supporting your move. If it's a career, maybe you have to travel around the world, they're the ones following you, they're the ones doing this all the time. That person eventually gets tired. So it should be a two-way street. Yeah. My husband will support me with my business, my baking business, but I'll also be there. If he has to stay up, he's reading for a case. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, when you are doing your masters, I'm like, how can I help you? Yeah. Or when he's teaching, because he's a lecturer, I'm like, so, and what he lectures I have studied. So sometimes I'm like, let me look through for you the kids' papers. Sometimes you're staying up late to mark the exams, you're strained, and I'm just like, you know what, let me help you. When after you've marked, let me give a second look to make sure that things are in line. I will stay up late into the night. I don't have to. But that is a burden that he has, that's a need that he has, and I am being involved and saying, let me meet it. The scenario could be different in your case because we are different, but find a way of rooting for one another, root for one another, make each other better, and that's another point of how to push each other. I told you guys I always struggled with making the big decisions and I always left it with him, but my husband would say, no, make the decision, take the decision, take it. And sometimes he would drive away and say, you know what, I don't know, bye. Because sometimes when you you have to use the harsh means. Again, we're not encouraging abuse, because sometimes I've realized with this marriage advice, you have to be very careful. You
Yeah,
mention a
it's important,
statement,
you have to
and the
qualify
other
it,
person's context is different.
Yes.
Often we say, stick into the marriage, work on your issues. The other person is being abused, domestic violence, and they also say, yeah, I need to work on my issues. I have seen this. Many people call me after they've watched that video. Someone says, hey, my boyfriend is cheating on me. But you know what? After watching your video, I'm encouraged to. I'm like, Guys, no. You know, it's hard to give all the advice in one video. But no, this video, I think we should always put a disclaimer at the start.
Yeah.
This does not apply to people who are in domestic violence.
No, but of course, domestic violence, guys, no.
So anyway, what was I even saying? I've lost it. But yeah, sometimes someone has to use the harsh means. By harsh means, I mean, if it's making a decisions, sometimes you have to say, I am not making this decision. Either make it or go hungry. Bye.
Yeah.
That's a hard way, but you're pushing me to be better.
Yeah. Maybe we go to another very important point we have discussed. This is trust. We've discussed trust, guys. Build trust. Where there's no trust, two cannot. There's no intimacy. Because everyone is suspicious of the other. So open up. Passwords, phone, keep it open. I know her password, she knows mine. Keep it open. Keep the conversation.
I know people say, don't check the phone.
Mama, go, don't. If you check it, you have no business in somebody's phone. Why? If you are married,
but also
the person has every right to be in your phone.
Guys, I think we should do a whole video on this thing.
I think we shall.
People will say, hey, don't check, you'll find what's there. You're saying you're protecting yourself. But by protecting yourself and not checking, does it take away the fact that there's something in there?
Yeah. It's a ground for mistrust. So build the trust, guys. We have talked about trust. Build the trust, love each other. That will bring you closer. Because if you trust somebody, you know that yes, he's not doing this. It's easy to love each other.
Yeah, to be close. You can only get close with someone who you trust.
Yes.
Where there's
it's like just any other thing. You will enter into a business with somebody you trust. You will do something with somebody you trust. You can't do something with somebody you trust. You are not going to have the most important thing in the marriage, which is sex, if you do not trust the person.
Exactly. So
because at the end of it all, you'll be like, okay, maybe he's doing this, or maybe she's doing this. It brings you back. But when you trust each other, it's easy to grow. It's easy to keep the intimacy growing. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of this video.
Yeah.
Did you have another thing to?
Not really. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this video to the end, please put a thumbs up and say we love you. Subscribe, like, comment, share.
Turn on that notification bell. The notification bell is just next to the subscribe button. It will remind you every time we upload a video.
Yeah.
That is it from us. Till
we meet again, family.
We love you.
We love you. Bye.